guy who ran the whole committee was ultimately sent to jail, and went in the same jail that the Costas was sent, and it was so nice to him, they really were. Anyway, that was another part of the story, but
The FBI are at your door.
they're at my door, and I decided, and by the way, I was on the shows at the time, and I said, oh, here it comes. You know, I had done liberal things, I was a liberal, and I had done liberal causes, and they wanted to know, this is the question they asked, and I could not believe it. They said, sir, did you vote for the American Labor Party in the election? And I'm saying, they can't ask that, it's a secret ballot. And I said, yes, absolutely, didn't you? And I decided I'm going to go with them, and they were charming, I'd out-charm them. They said, why did you vote? I said, Henry Wallace, our vice president, he's a businessman, he runs a strawberry farm, we need a good businessman, and everything they, and I said, you didn't vote for, who did you vote for? Anyway, well, that's the way it went for a long time, and then they asked me questions like, you once emceed a thing for Mr. Barsky, a fellow named Edward Barsky. You know about him? I said, yes. He said, you know he was a communist? I said, probably, but I said, why did you do that? I said, well, they asked me to MC something, they were giving him a big award because he invented plasma, the thing that saved lives. You know, he did it in the fields during the Spanish War, the Franco War, and with a motor from a machine, from a car, a Jeep.
Sure, that's what I do.
He got plasma out of that. And I said, saved thousands and hundreds of thousands of lives in the Second World War. I would, you know, who wouldn't be an MC at that? And then they said, you also MC the thing, the liberal thing at Carnegie Hall. Why? I said, who asked you to do that? And I said, well, I was in Call Me Mister at the time of the Broadway show. Somebody asked me. And I said, Carnegie Hall, every kid actor, you have to play a violin. You want to go to Carnegie Hall? I didn't play the violin, I didn't sing. So with a gentleman, and I said this to him, gentlemen, if the FBI ever has a big event, I'm your guy. I want to MC that event. And this is the way I went.
Yeah, I got you.
And then they asked me the question, do you know any commies? I said, I'm sure I do. I said, could you name them? I says, commies don't go around giving their names, but, oh, you know any commies in show business?
Yeah.
I said, sure, they're in every business.
Yeah.
You guys tell us that. And they said, would you give saying, I don't know, they don't go around telling their names.
Yeah.
And that's the way we left it. And nothing
It wasn't illegal to be communist. It was just, it couldn't work.
I think the Constitution says you're allowed to
Right.
think the way you want to think.
Right. But you couldn't work.
That's exactly.
Do you ever think maybe it's a little like racism?
A lot like racism.
No, I mean, if you're a racist,
Oh, yes.
it's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't
Or
vote.
Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's any
Well, he
correlation?
doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you know, the amount of money he has, he could live another 100 years.
That's true.
10 million.
No, but a serious question.
Yes,
If a man has a job and he is a racist,
yes.
should the job be taken away?
No, but his fellows should do it. His
Good
fellows,
news for him.
yeah.
Not a racist.
Hey, you want to hear some questions from the Twitterverse?
Absolutely.
Are you on Twitter?
Absolutely, every day.
Goodness, can I follow you?
Yeah, oh, yes.
What is your
It's
name?
at Carl Reiner.
At Carl Ryan. How'd you come up with that?
My first Twitter, I remember, was a good one. It was, sometimes I'm beginning to worry about my short-term memory loss.
That was the, oh,
Sometimes I'm beginning to worry about my short-term memory loss. Sometimes I'm beginning to worry about my short-term memory loss. That was it.
you asked, how'd you come to that name? I thought he was talking about his first Twitter name. I was like, that's a
So
really
you-
long Twitter name.
Real Ed McMahon over here, huh? Stuck right in the middle of your thing.
Ed McBoy.
That's your nickname from now on, Ellen. Ed McBoy. Anyways, here are some questions from the Twitterverse for Carl Reiner. Have you ever once, in a moment of anger, asks Big Yellow 22, have you ever once, in a moment of anger, Carl Reiner, called your son Meathead?
I have never called my son Meathead. My son, Rob Reiner, has one of the best heads I know. He's one of the smartest people I know.
Goodness, what a body of work.
On any subject. It's amazing. I saw him on one of these shows where they had left-wing.
I saw him on Politically Incorrect once. Brilliant.
Right. And it doesn't matter what the subject is, bang, he's there. And even his brother and sister agree with us.
Very well
Yeah,
informed.
I ran into him about a few weeks ago at a bank, and he was just complimenting the Cadillac, and he went off for like 5 minutes about everything he loved about Cadillacs, asking what year it was, so I believe that. He clearly...
Edward boy.
But Robbie has one of those cars that you plug in the, get a
Oh,
light.
yeah, it's a Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
Yes, yes. My friend has a
He's
Tesla
very big
boy.
into environment and all that.
Those Teslas are a nice ride too,
Yes.
aren't they? They're coming out next year with a sort of an SUV Tesla.
Really?
Because I can't get down low in those sporty cars.
Well,
Brittle bones. Tyler Kane 08, that's the feller's name.
yes,
On
yes.
the Twitter. We can't all be Carl Reiner.
Boy, Tyler.
Your dad was a watchmaker. What the heck did they give him when he retired?
Well, he was self-employed.
Oh, he was?
Yes, so he was.
Well, he also asked, was he tightly wound? No, I put that.
My father, when you talk about my father, I write about my father a lot in the book. My father was 5'3", and my mother was 5'2", and I were to be 6'1". I said, Mom, Paul, how did I get my height? Where did it come from? She said, well, your grandfather, my father, your father. I said, how tall was he? 5'6". But my father is also an inventor. He invented the battery clock, and he invented a battery. He invented a battery that lasts 100 years to drive a clock. He was a real inventor. He invented a thing that self-timed to take your own picture. He was a really very, very, very bright.
Did he ever think